Alright, hello. This is my video with my mum. I wanted to make it a while ago and we were too busy, and you can't keep up with her, she's always running all over the place, so we didn't have time to sit down and actually do this. But yeah, so, alright, we're just gonna jump into it.
We're in Tel Aviv. It's a beautiful sunset. You can't really see it behind us, but this is our rooftop where we come all the time and hang. Go on.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's not so interesting.
Alright, so first question is, what was your initial reaction when Nev came out both times?
Okay, first time at 15 as a lesbian, not shocked at all.
You were a little bit shocked.
Well, I was a little bit, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I was a little bit, but it was
back then, you were like, I have no problem with gay people, I feel a bit uncomfortable to see it in front of me.
Oh, to see you making out with someone.
Not me, but you used to just say, like, it's a bit uncomfortable for me to see a man kiss a man. Yeah.
I don't remember saying that.
You did, you definitely said that.
Well, that was way before I watched Queer as Folk, because then I got very used to it, but anyway. No, so it was no great surprise to me because of the former Liat's background history, as in that from the age of 4 till 9 she dressed as a boy and was completely a boy, and I said then if she grows up to be a dyke I'll know it was always in her. So it was no great shock. The second time, great shock. Yeah.
Yeah, and?
Well, because he came to me with this video and asked me, "I watched this, Mum, it's really interesting about a woman who changed to a man," and I remember saying to a friend of mine, I've got a horrible feeling that this is the next thing that's going to happen, and lo and behold, that is what happened.
Yep.
And I was in a bit of denial in the beginning. I didn't want to know about it. I was just completely shocked, actually.
Yeah, she went through the stages of grief, you know, like denial, anger,
still going through all of those things.
No, not really.
No.
But at first it was really hard. Like, there was a lot of tension in our relationship, and there was a lot of aggression towards me, and, like, you know, I felt like it was my fault that this had happened, and I think Mum kind of felt like I had caused this, like, horrible thing, and, like, was looking for, you know, something more, I don't know. Alright, so through the whole process, what has been the most difficult part for you?
That's a very interesting question. Losing my daughter. Losing my daughter, my soft, cuddly. I mean, it's not that you're not soft and cuddly now, but you're not as soft and cuddly. It's very different now.
You have to remember as well that she hasn't seen me for like 8 months. So what was that like? You know, sending away someone.
Okay, yeah, but you know, you had kept me pretty much up to date. Like I'd been watching all the clips and I'd seen photos, but still, it didn't prepare me for the hairy stomach. That was a shock.
Is very,
very.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what was the most difficult was losing your daughter?
I think so, yes. Mm-hmm.
And what do you feel like was the big difference between that daughter and this son?
I don't know. That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Like, just the name and the fact that you call me
no,
son
of course
now?
It's not just that.
But what's the big, like...
Well, you know, I had a girl, I wanted a girl, and I no longer have my girl.
Yeah.
It's plain and simple.
But do you feel like you ever really had that? I mean, like, when I went through puberty, I was very different. Like, I wasn't the little girl that you had, you know? Going through puberty, I did change in that way.
Yeah,
so
a little bit, yeah.
Way, you know?
But I remember telling my friends that you were, you know, as a girl, you were never feminine as such, or graceful. You know, not that I'm just going to say the same thing. I'm not very graceful either. Maybe I should have been a boy. No.
I don't think that's how it works.
No.
Alright.
Are these questions that people have sent you?
Yeah.
How many are there?
A few.
Oh, okay.
Did you suspect anything before Nev came out? So before I showed you the video?
No, not at all. I mean, you always dressed in a manly way, and I just thought you were butch dyke, and I had no problem with that.
Right. When I was, from the ages of 4 till 9, I dressed and acted like a boy, and if I met people, I'd correct them and say, no, I'm actually a boy, I'm not a girl, and whatever.
Get angry at me if I corrected it.
Yeah, and I'd get angry. I think that was my way of telling my family that I'm actually a boy, but they just thought I'd grow up to be a lesbian.
But I don't think you really thought then that you were going to become a boy.
No, but I thought that I just was. I didn't understand that I wasn't. When I was like 4, I thought like that's just what I am. Like I hang out with other boys and I go swimming with my shirt off, and you know what's different. And then everything changed. In terms of adapting, where are you now?
That's a good question. Well, there's definitely acceptance, and I guess I'll tell the story of what happened when I took you to the endocrinologist, who was the doctor who prescribed the testosterone, and he said to me, "You seem to be taking this remarkably well." And I said, "Well, what choice do I have? This is my child." And he said, "Do you know how many people come without the backup of their parents or been thrown out or whatever?" And you know, all I can say is, if this is what makes my child happy, then I'm all for it. What can I say?
And also you mentioned to someone that like you feel now describing me as your daughter or something.
Oh yeah,
it's like a betrayal.
Total betrayal. Even today when I spoke to Ronnie Coleman, he said, "So is it your daughter or your son?" I said, "It's my son. I cannot call you my daughter. Girls can't."
And that's really funny because I remember like at the beginning when I first came out to her and she was just like, "I don't know how I'm ever going to be able to call you my son, and you know you're always going to be my daughter, you're always going to be who you are to me," and now, you know,
I miss your name.
will change. Anyway. Yeah.
I miss your name.
Okay. Whatever. It's not, see, nothing is ever completely solved. Also a small comment from this person who wanted a mention that she is a dear friend of mine. As a mother, I think you have done a very good job in the way you've dealt with this process from what I can see. So,
thank you very much.
It's from Bronte.
From Bronte's mum?
No, Bronte.
Oh,
So,
she's not a mother.
She didn't say that.
She said as a mother.
You as a mother.
Oh.
You're the mother. She's
Do you like this?
This is real
Brilliant.
banter. See, this is the real... Getting to see the real relationship. Okay, so this person wanted to ask, how much did you know about trans people and transgenderism prior to my change? And have you done any research?
Oh yes, definitely, yes. How much did I know? Not any more than the normal, that most people know.
You'd seen like a doco here.
Well, I knew
or
about
there,
Chaz Bono and things like that, the famous sort of things. And obviously, once this started, I read a book that Jordana recommended, which was about...
You're name dropping a lot.
Oh, sorry, I'm trying to give you all credits for helping me through this process. And yeah, a book about for families dealing with transition, and I read it and I thought it was very good, and especially when it's...
Did it help?
It did, because the first thing it mentioned was that a child displays his real gender association from the age of 4, and really from the age of 4 that's exactly what happened.
Yep.
So, yeah. And my mother has read that book also now.
Yeah, my grandmother's really cute about research. She recently found out the term F to M, female to male, and Mum sent her a photo of me and she said, "What a handsome F to M." It was very funny.
She also said to me in the beginning, she said, "Is she," because she used the female pronoun then, "is she going to come to me one day with a beard?" And I said, "Probably, Mum."
I'm working on it.
Yes, we can see.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Alright, next one. Have any parents given you any grief about it, and how have you responded to criticism or negativity? I don't even know the answer to this.
No. Yes, I have had a couple of people say to me, I shouldn't let you do this. You're too young to make these decisions, etc. Although, look, Neville is a very, very strong character, always has been, and what can I say? Like, this is what it is,
and the only thing that would have accomplished is like completely destroying our relationship.
Yeah, well, I won't allow that to happen.
If you would have come to me and said you're not doing this, like it would have been like a lot of other transgender people who have to move out of home. And,
I remember saying to someone though, "Okay, get a tattoo, get anything you want now." Just.
Yeah, she didn't like my tattoos or my piercings or anything.
No, I still don't like the tattoos.
She still doesn't
like tattoos.
So yeah, anything else? Has anyone else given you any grief? You feel more like an educator now, don't you? That you have to like teach people about it as well. I mean, part of your job is going to
Do you know
schools
what? I
and
will
speaking
say
to people.
something, and I want you to answer this there. Now, this is a question
Yeah.
that others have said to me. Why do you feel the need to make this so public? Why do you feel the need to make this sort of thing? And you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Well,
it's very...
because the thing is, well, firstly, I'm not a private person. I never have been. And as a minority, as a very, like, small minority of Jewish transgender, I feel I have a responsibility in my nature as well to be an educator. And with the statistic being something like 1 in 300,000 or whatever it is, and that statistic is changing all the time because more and more people are coming out and feeling comfortable, I feel like it's my responsibility as such a rare kind of person to educate and to teach about what a gender spectrum looks like and what gender diverse youth looks like. Because, I mean, it's inevitable that someone I come across in my life will then experience some other scenario like this. And it's already happened. I've already
I'm sure.
helped people come out or helped people deal with it or educated, and then they've gone on to meet new people that are also transgender or whatever. And like, I have like a little community of people in the Jewish community that are gender diverse and that I'm friends with, and like, I just think being quiet doesn't really help anyone. And there are plenty of transgender people who choose to, you know, transition and then not tell anybody that they're transgender and be very quiet about it. It's called being stealth, you know, like people don't know of your true biological sex. And it's just not suitable for me. I mean, I'm in a youth movement. I dedicate my life to educating people and to bettering people and to, you know, like teaching. And you can understand that because you're an educator. Like, I see it as my responsibility. And I mean, I feel like, you know, I don't want to like toot my own horn or whatever, but I feel like I really have inspired a lot of people and I've taught a lot of people. And so many people have said to me whether they're transgender or not is irrelevant, but they say, you know, you inspire me to be myself and you inspire me to like understand that uniqueness is something so powerful and something that should be embraced, you know. And to me, that's priceless. Like, I have no problem with it being public. What's my worst fear? People will judge me. What do I care? I've had enough criticism. I don't really care, you know.
Okay.
But I mean, has it been hard on you having it so public and having everyone know?
No.
And the Jewish community's like that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was in the beginning, but not anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of friends that have been told, you know, it's great that you came out to me, but keep it quiet, don't tell everyone, like, let's just leave it, you know. But it's not doable, especially in our community. Once one person finds out, the entire place finds out. Alright, and what advice would you give to other gender diverse youth in coming out to their parents? What were some things that I did that helped, or some things that didn't help?
I don't know.
Anything?
I can't. I'm not going to say that it's an easy thing because, you know, I think it's an individual thing, and it's not like I can say. The only thing I can say is this: that the love of the child is so important that regardless of what they go through, you have to stand by them. I'm not prepared to lose my child because of, you know, gender relocation or whatever you want to say.
And what advice would you give to their parents about receiving their child?
That it's the same person, different packaging.
That's true. Yeah. But I think one thing that, you know, Mum mentioned, which is like the most important thing, is that it is individual, and like every single journey is different and everything is different. And like, I watched a video similar to this one with someone that I really admired who was transgender and who had transitioned years ago, and he was talking with his mother and saying, this is what I did, and his mother was saying the thing that helped me the most was that he came out to me very early on in the process so that we could go on the process together, and he came out to me as gender questioning, and that was really good for me. So I thought, oh great, so I don't have to wait, and I'll tell my mum right now. And I went and I said, okay Mum, I'm gender questioning, and it was the worst possible thing I could have done. Because for my mum, and in our current situation, she needed closure. She needed something like serious, you know, not like, I'm gender questioning, maybe I'll go one of two ways, and then I think, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but she held on to a big hope that maybe it won't be true and maybe it'll change. And, you know, it was the same when I came out as a lesbian. I initially came out as bisexual, and she thought, oh, maybe it's just a phase, and maybe, you know. So I think that's not always the way to go, and it was really bad because I had to eventually kind of sit her down and say, this isn't a joke, this isn't like maybe one of the way, like, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I am, and like, this is it. So yeah, I think it's for, you know, it's on an individual basis, and I think it's worked for us in the long term, and we've got a very close relationship. So we're doing all right. But yeah, you know, it gets better, and it's a process and whatever. Send any questions and whatever else you want to know. And thanks for watching.
Bye.